This is Elliot Wave Sage. Want to do a market update. Like always, none of this is financial advice. Always do what's best for you. Just use this for your education and entertainment purposes only. So today, the market really played out in a way that I expected. If you saw my morning update, we expected this drop. We got it. And now the question is, will the market decide to extend higher, negate the triangle, or continue lower and let the triangle accelerate in complete its pattern? Well, I think we got that answer today after hours with Microsoft's earnings. And now technology is really rebounding pretty nicely here. So what that tells me is more right now I'm leaning toward the triangle being negated, and we get that short squeeze, blow off kind of top looking thing, massive squeeze, and then a massive crash afterward. So that is the plan. That's why I was showing you guys some ideas on how to trade the market, buying some stocks, but also, making sure areas that you're trying to short, you know where to get out, and you know how to get in and manage your money. So I think, right now, if we look at this, you know, three waves. This is a long play, a squeeze, and this is a big ricochet. We'll see how it goes tomorrow, but it'll be an interesting trading day tomorrow for sure. How this plays out. Now, what is the negated triangle look like? What would I change my counts to? So I have them here for you guys to see, and this is how I would view the Dow. I would view the Dow in three, and then a massive crash down. And we just completed wave two, or in wave two of the Dow move. And why do I say it's a wave two? Because it's obviously correcting that whole move. Here you could see the RSI completely reversing. Let's go to the 4-hour, a complete reversal. So it's a wave two, not a wave four of any kind. In my opinion, it's correcting the whole leg higher. So, and it hit our buy area or very close to it for potential bounce or bottom. So then, of course, you'll get the 3, 4, 5 squeeze, and then massive drop. The SPY similar would go back to this more W here, and then ABC, and then three waves up, W, X, and now we're in Y, A, B, and we need a C up, maybe 433, 435, somewhere in that area. And of course, the rip your face, destroying bears in terms of short squeeze 453, but I don't think we'll get that high. If the triangle's negated, I'm looking at 430s. The Dow Jones, I'm looking probably somewhere around 36,000, but it could actually go to 37, 37.3 and break that high, and then expand it flat. But this is the idea. If the triangle's invalidated, which it looks like it is because of how the Nasdaq is trading right now, unless it fades tomorrow, it fades and we break to the lows. That would be significant. But right now, it seems like the bulls are gonna flex their muscles. And I was reading, well, there's nobody left to buy. Everyone's already bought. There's no more firepower. Well, there is. There's squeeze. You're gonna have bears that are short are gonna be forced to cover and buy, pushing the price up to these levels that it shouldn't belong. Has no business being this high, no business being up here. But that's what would happen, and then you get a crash. The triple Q's still in this triple WXYXZ, and here's WX, and now we have a Y. And if you look at this, maybe we get to 340, 343, somewhere in there. And again, extreme target, like the extreme, 350. don't think it's going to get that high. But this is, again, if the triangles negate it, and you go, how could this happen? How can this happen? Well, the market isn't defined. It changes every day. People's moods, the data, what they decide to do. So we don't know the future. The market at one time was shaped up to be ready to crash here, but it's morphing into something different. But the problem, what we do know, is this unorthodox bottom will more than likely result in lower lows. We just don't know when that's going to happen. So we just try to play the probabilities, and that's why I said many days ago, the best strategy to trade is you have to play both sides of this market. You cannot be just short right now. You cannot just be a bear and think you're gonna do it. You have to be playing both sides of the market to make this work. You have to be, and what's happening after hours shows that. And if you watched my video this morning, I showed you some long ideas, and if you hedged shorts, if you're bearish, you'll be doing okay tomorrow. If you are in any position, you could have picked up something for a trade. You got to trade this market right now. There's the market general direction is still higher overall. This is just a small correction within this trend, but this trend will break. But when it does, I think everyone will know. It won't be a surprise. We won't be guessing. The news will be obvious. So therefore, no wonder we're still trying to go higher, and we'll see what happens. And then the IWM, looking for this pattern now. A, B, C, D, E, and then lower. This could have a more downside and then up. So this is what I'm thinking we're going to see if the triangles negate it, which it looks like that is may happen soon. We have some more earning reports to come out, and we just need to wait and see how that materializes. So that's the market, and of course Bitcoin reacted nicely off of the NASDAQ. So here it could be 4 waves, but this could also be 3. And as you know, a corrective move is in 3. And I said if the triangles negate it, this is not going to happen. We will actually go higher. We will rebound higher. So that's why I wouldn't be in any trades in Bitcoin right now, because we don't know. But the market, if the market is leaning to bounce and squeeze higher, this should squeeze higher. Oil still needs to go lower, so I think that's still bearish. It did break here. You see that? So energy, I wouldn't mess with energy right now until this plays out more. Gold, this low still holding. So gold, this could be a bottom. It may not drop. Silver, we have to look for divergence. We have it. So silver should continue lower. This doesn't look complete. Incomplete move. Let's see what's going on. Interest rates, nothing really. I mentioned when this B would set, what's going to happen? The banks are going to collapse again, and what do we have? If First Republic collapsing. So, this was predictable. This was predictable. So what does this mean? It means it should continue. It means the banks are still going to be under a lot of pressure still until the sea lake finishes. If this is the count. If this is the count. The dollar index could move higher to retest this trend line. That would be a risk off for the market. If not, it will break down lower in a big drop, which would be a big risk on move for the market. It's really indecisive area. The dollar, not much you can tell from it at the moment. All right, so the market, really interesting. We could look at the 4-hour cycle and really watch it. And you could see, we haven't broke the trend line yet. So even though this bounce is impressive, it's still not confirmed that the correction's over. That's why I'm saying hypothetically, if the triangle's invalidate, it hasn't been, but this is the first clue that it could be. Now, if the NASDAQ drops tonight in the futures and comes down, well, then we could call, this could be called a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have to be careful getting too bearish, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have to be careful being too bearish if we drop again. Just keep that in mind. Now, if we decide to pump up and break the trend line, then we know the low's in, and then you could trade against this pivot. So right now, it's looking good for the bulls, but it's still not all clear. So there's no sense getting too giddy and excited yet, but this is a good sign. But it's still not all clear. And like I said, even if it dips back down here, it could still come out on maybe Apple's earnings or somebody else's and go even stronger. So it's still not the end of the story quite yet. Not quite yet. Just kind of clicking through things. Commodities, yeah, they got hit today. Not unexpected. We put that one here. Looks like it's going down. The XLE still going down. So yeah, energy. My forecast on energy is still bearish. Lower prices. I do want to see. We have 3 waves down. I still want to see this a little bit lower, Bohr. Not interested in anything else. The GDX, I did like that buy here. We should be getting a bounce soon if gold can hold that low. If it can't, it will go lower. Still looking for GDX to bounce. And then SIL, not really interested in trading it at the moment. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, like a 3-wave move up and down, and so it's kind of a corrective move. So I really don't like trading the SIL at the moment, but the alternative is it's something like 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, and we're in this like a flat, something like that. Now, if that happens and we get back to 23, I like that. I like that trade because if you look at this A wave, I just don't like that. I just don't like it. The structure. I mean, maybe you could put the 5 here and call that an A, B, C. So there's, I don't know. I don't like it per se. I mean, you could maybe you could force that and then call this, another 1, 2 here. And if you and then have this 2, trade against 25. Let's take a look. Here's your connector there. So there's your buy area. So it will be interesting to see if the silver miners bottom today. If this is the count, and it could be. Looking at it now again a second time. This could be the count for the silver miners, right? Yeah, all works out. See how that all works out. So we'll see. Then, yeah, metals, aluminum, copper getting hit hard today. Those should all have a relief rally soon. Keeping an eye on it. If Rio could make it to 54, that would be a good buy. Again, I like uranium. I know it's going to play catch up. It's starting to turn green a little bit. I'm hoping we get a bigger bounce out of that soon. Then technology. AI is kind of holding up. I wouldn't be surprised to see a dip to 1690, 1630, 16 area. So, just pay attention to that. Could still dip there. Tesla, it still isn't in the area that the ideal area for a tradable low. It should go 153. So again, this may indicate a little more downside in the market coming. AMD did hit the buy area. I put on my Twitter I went long AMD today, and I think it was bouncing a little bit after hours. This is good. One thing about AMD, this move is correcting the entire cycle. I was looking at this just kind of out of curiosity. You could see the entire cycle here, and again, we have no RSI divergence at that peak. So this is some kind of corrective structure with a connector. So what would be interesting is what happens from here. And either we bounce and have a massive crash in AMD, or it's going to rip to new highs. So what I'm trying to say is there's a big move coming in AMD. We should be bouncing, and then the market's going to have a huge move. It's either going to have a huge move higher or a huge move lower in either a double correction higher or a massive crash. So got to be careful if you're in it, knowing that if it does double correct higher, then you're looking at somewhere around 130, probably around the 618 retrace of this decline, 130, and then it crashes later. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. But I think it was a tradable bounce here. Apple, I think its earnings is coming up next week. It looks like we'll see how that trades. Nvidia should be, it doesn't look like it's done yet. Like it didn't get to where I would have expected a bounce. Facebook still grinding lower. Netflix, it should still come down. I was looking at some of these others, like Salesforce is almost at a short area. Interesting. I was looking at Adobe the other day. Doesn't look good. So some of these tech stocks don't look that good, right? That's why the market, just kind of mixed messages. Google, I think, was higher after hours. So maybe this is playing out like I had earlier mentioned. Trade desk, expecting it to go lower. We'll see how this plays out. If this is right, or will this negate the triangle and pump to like 88? We'll see but we'll see what happens here. Zimmer, I want to say break that low. It hasn't done it yet. Still looking for a pump in Vuzi. If it can hold, 345. I'm still looking for an ABC pump before we get a bigger drop. I'm looking for this pump. We'll see if we can get it. DNA, kind of the same thing. I'm looking for a move out of here. And a lot of these Russell stocks should squeeze, I'm thinking, soon. Then, so that's about, I think, all I have at the moment. Oh yeah, let's see, China I'm going to mention. So I'm not interested in China until the KWEB trades lower, and we need to trade to 2451. Now when the KWEB is in this area, then there's a potential chance for a bounce, and that may be an opportunity to look at these more closely. Like I said, NEO is coming down to our area. It's coming down. Baidu looks like it's in a buy area right now, but probably could go lower. And JD fallen, stay away. PDD, I mentioned, be careful, watch for that drop into the 50s. It looks like that's going to happen. BABA really has to hold this low here at the 79. If it doesn't, it's really bearish because then this move would probably break that low, and then you're going to have a JD situation where this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that means BABA could go into the $30 price range. So you got to be really careful. So China looks really weak in some ways. So keep an eye. We got to keep an eye on that. But I'm not buying China at the moment. Let's take a look at RK. How's that doing? 3 down, and then you have an A, B, C, 3 up, A, B, C. So this could be still in a connector wave of some kind. A lot of confused buyers and sellers in there. Massive move today in M phase, guys. Massive dump on it was down in 185. So this chart played out perfectly. I don't know if I showed this updated one, but again, you have to recognize, once we broke that low, we became bearish, we pumped, and the pump failed. Where am I looking to buy it? $90. Yikes, $90. Everyone that's going to buy it at 185, they're going to still get destroyed. I don't know. It's correcting the whole cycle from the beginning. It's a grand super cycle correction, which most likely thinks that First Solar should correct as well, and I have that on 5 of 5 of 5, so we should pull back to like 140 at some point. So these don't look good. These look like they're starting to break down. Like Power, almost finally after many months enter in the buy area, but the buy area is very big, like natural gas. You have to be a real believer in the company, but this would be the place to start nibbling if you believe in this company in the future. But I have that on my list for hydrogen. That's all I got today. I'll just wrap it up here, guys. So for the most part, market's deciding. Bulls trying to take control of the market to invalidate the triangle. If we invalidate the triangle, we get a little bit bigger pump coming out of this, and then we'll get a massive crash. What will cause this, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what will cause the crash. It could be the debt ceiling. It could be China invades Taiwan. It could be, a bank that's too important crashes that no one expects. To me, it's whatever it is, though. No one's paying attention to it right now, or the market would already be lower. So something really, really horrible gonna happen soon. But this could delay that. This could delay this a little bit. But if the bears could really come back with some follow through tomorrow and really cause more panic, then you could call the X done here, and then and then you have the triangle, and then the E wave done here, and then you'll have a massive collapse, massive panic. But it doesn't seem like that can happen with Microsoft staying supported. All right, guys, that's my update.